Guys, gals, everything in between, good evening. How you all doing out there? Lot to discuss since the last live stream. We'll give it a few minutes for more people to join in, get everybody comfortable. And like I said, lots to discuss tonight. It's been about a week since the last live stream. I've been giving you guys daily videos at 10 p.m. Eastern every night. I will continue to do so. Tonight I figured it would be a good time to come live at 10 p.m. and discuss exactly what's going on around the world, as this is really becoming now a serious pandemic. Finally, everybody else sees it that way. I'm talking about mainstream media. But I still feel that mainstream media is still not coming out as much as they should. They're getting better at it, shall we say, but still not enough to make it seem like this is really what's happening. Let's see. First, last, welcome to the channel. I believe you're new here. So as I said, welcome. And I kept your posts up there. So the story that you wrote about your visit, 3 days of missing work, I will leave it up. Hopefully people will see that. If not, you can just give it a brief rundown again as more people join. Usually takes a few minutes for people to come on board. And there you go. Tia already read your story, and she has one as well. Tia, you could always share it in the chat if you feel comfortable. Candice, good evening. Welcome. Much love. Peace and love, my friend. Peace and love. Try to keep it as calm, cool, and collected as we can during this situation, which has gotten a lot worse since the last time we spoke, especially here in Canada. And I know in the States it's a dire situation as well. So, as usual, we're all here to help each other out, support each other by just talking and just giving each other support. So, welcome one and all. I know it's kind of late at night, 10 p.m. here in the Eastern time zone, but this is usually the best time to do a live stream and to talk about the day's events and basically the week's events as to what's been going on. If you guys do have any stories to tell that you do feel like sharing, of course, do so in the chat box. And then once the live stream's over, you can always continue the conversation in the comments section. But for now, we're all here to chat. So let's share what we have in the chat box. First Last says, people in my area finally started to panic buy toilet paper. Thing today was a lot of places in and around Toronto. It was unbelievable. Any supermarket, there was at least every cashier, there was a lineup of at least 1.5 hour wait. So I don't know. I mean, if that's not crazy and people not panicking yet, then I don't know what is. 80 Krauser, are you not entertained? What do you mean, buddy? They literally don't see what's going on until it's at their front doorstep. Yeah, First Last, the people that were following the mainstream media, that's what happens. They won't find out until it's too late. Be it now or be it later, it's still too late. We've been discussing this for well over 2 months. If we go back and look at the first live stream, we've all talked about it, saying, it's on its way. It cannot be controlled. It'll come here one day. And from that first day that we did the live stream, everybody in here agreed. So that just goes to show you that my subscribers really know a lot more information and are well educated compared to mainstream media. So as I've always said, I would rather have 20 to 30 people in here that are friendly, give their opinion, not try to put other people down, try to stay positive, but really look at the outlook as to what's really going on. The reality of it, you know? Mainstream media tried to cover it up, didn't want to cause panic. Well, now what are you going to do? Now it's a pandemic. So you're going to put a little more panic in people? You know? 80 Krauser, schools closing down in Ohio where a friend lives. 14 presumptive cases in Louisiana. Here in Kirkland Lake, around Timmins area there, no toilet paper. Yeah, no surprise. First and last, they treat toilet paper like it's the cure. Not just toilet paper, but also paper towels. I found that things were sold out of. Paper towels and toilet paper. Which really I don't understand. I mean, wouldn't the first thing that to be gone would be like canned foods and things you can put in your freezer? I've never got the reason why people would stock up on toilet paper first and everything else second. I don't know. I don't get it. Tia, all public schools in Ontario are closed for 2 weeks after March break is over. Yes. I don't think, though, universities, right? I think it's just public schools and high schools. Public and Catholic, I think, both. 80 Krauser says, it's a joke from Gladiator, just taking a humorous tone to the nightmare unfolding is all. Yeah, 80 Krauser, that's cool, man. I've always said, you know, we got to try to keep it sometimes light, especially in situations like this. We can't always be like so doom and gloom. But the reality is, you know, it's here now. And we have to make the best of it and protect ourselves as the best we can. So, yeah, I get your sarcasm. No worries, man. Keep it up. I totally dig it. I didn't know that it was from Gladiator, but now I got it. Thanks, bud. First, last. Soon it will be easier to say the schools that are actually open, so many closing. You know, I was actually thinking about that. I was going to list off like all the things that have been canceled or suspended or postponed. And then it was like, it might just be easier to say what's still available or what's still open. Because there's been so many shutdowns in the last 24 hours, from sporting events to concerts to everything that you can have with a crowd around you. It's not going to be happening for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Major events have been postponed at least 2 weeks, but at this rate, it's going to be, I would say, at least 2 months. I mean, let's start off with today was hockey. They suspended hockey for until the end of the month at least. Then they said that they're not going to cancel the season because they do want a Stanley Cup winner. So they're saying that that'll probably happen in July. Wow. Stanley Cup champion right in the middle of summer. Like we thought that the finals were already late in June. Now we're pushing it to July. And that's just for like a Canadian sport. Basketball will be canceled or suspended until the end of the month at the earliest. Soccer over in Europe, it's a huge disaster. They tried to do it with a no fan scenario that lasted for a few games. Now they have actually decided to cancel all the games. March Madness has officially been canceled. First time ever. The stock market took such a jolt today in the States. I think it was the second worst. I think this was the worst one since 1940, I believe I heard. Unreal. Tia says, we at my house are on self-isolation at the moment. Why, Tia? What's going on? First, last, asking the same thing. What's going on? Did you have contact with someone who has been diagnosed or tested? 80 Krauser, I've been following prepper community for years. No idea about the TP thing, toilet paper. It's all made here in US, so probably no shortage for a while. If you don't have any or lack of it, 80 Krauser, I would suggest go out and get a few because they're going to be sold out everywhere pretty soon if they're not already. 80 Krauser also says, with crop losses from weather and locusts, much more sensible to lock in lower food prices now, only going to go up. For sure, as well as the toilet paper and everything else. Anything to make a buck, right? That's the way it is in life, unfortunately. And especially in a situation like this. People will always strive to profit on people's misery. Tia says, my children have been showing symptoms and they were going to school, so I don't know who they came in contact with that might have been exposed. I took my oldest to the doctor today, and let's see what else she has to say there. Wow, Tia, how many kids do you have, and are they boys, girls, and what ages, if you don't mind me asking? And they tested him for streptococcus, and it was negative for that. So they just said it was the flu. Didn't even mention COVID. Well, let's hope that that's exactly what it is, right, Tia? You always want to hope for, the lesser of two evils, right? But yeah, how many kids do you have, and how old are they? Again, if you don't mind me asking. First Last says, I will start to prepare if this year's crop fails from too much rainfall again. There are tests for flu. Did they test for that? Yeah, they had to have either tested for a flu or the COVID, but I think she said they tested for the flu, right? By the way, First Last, if you are new here, I've never seen you in the chat before. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified every time I do a new stream or post new videos. And again, guys, I would appreciate if you do smash that like button. And as I said, First Last, do subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon as well so you'll be notified every time I do make a new video. I've been trying to do them daily. And as I said time and time again, this has been so depressing and like demoralizing, these kind of videos, but I don't know of any other way to express concerns and feelings other than on here. And I'd rather do it with a bunch of you guys. So whatever makes it a little less painful, I guess. 80 Krauser says, already been to a wholesale store, got a bunch. Got another big pack from Dollar Store tonight. What are the lineups like there, 80 Krauser, where you are? Because as I was saying earlier, all the supermarkets here today, there was at least an hour and a half wait in line since the WHO said it's now a pandemic, which we, as a group here, have been talking about for months. You see, this is the reason why we said it all along. Not just me. Again, I'm never going to take credit for it. I'm going to thank all you guys as well. We've said it all along that this is serious and it's coming. No mention of it on mainstream media at the time that we were talking about it. So that's why I think you guys are true to form and really loyal to this channel. Another reason why I never, even so far, still haven't thought about monetizing the channel and trying to make money off of. Well, I know that YouTube is not monetizing anything to do with coronavirus. I did get an email the other day stating that they are looking into ways that creators who are posting relevant information about it will get monetized. But from the start, I have not even once thought about monetizing the channel when it's got to do with coronavirus. I might down the road when it's to do with other types of videos like sports or entertainment or whatever. Coronavirus has never crossed my mind to try to monetize any kind of video about it. It's just not cool to do something like that, I don't think, anyways. And for the people that were on YouTube that tried to monetize their videos before just to make money off of coronavirus videos, that ain't cool either. You should do it because you want to do it to try to help people out, not to try to profit from it. But again, that's just my opinion. First Last says, I found I had a sinus infection. I had to fight the urgent care to actually look me over. They assumed I was in panic over corona. Hey, you can never be too safe, you know what I mean? You did the right thing, First Last. Tia says, as well, there are at least 7 minors here in Kirkland Lake, where I'm from, who were at the convention that are being tested, and there are a lot of minors in my town that could have kids that go to school with my kids. No, they only tested him for strep throat. That's it. And it was negative. So they just classed it the common flu. Let's hope that's all it is. Tia, just take the precautions as always. Keep them at home. Even if the schools are closed for like the 2 weeks after March break, thing is, they should have closed the schools from tomorrow. Why wait until March break and then, okay, 2 weeks after the March break? Just start from tomorrow. I mean, what's the point of bringing them to school tomorrow, And then if they do catch something, they're going to be home for those 2 weeks anyways, right? But the point is to try to avoid them to get it to begin with. So, Yeah, I don't think anyone should go to school tomorrow. Chantel, hey, good evening, Chantel. Long time no see. 614 infections in the Netherlands, 7 in our province. Any deaths so far, Chantel? I don't think there has been any in Holland yet, has there? 80 Krauser. Mom said wholesale stores low on toilet paper, but round here, normalcy bias is strong. Lots of food and dollar stores okay on paper products and cleaning supplies. Tia Spears. But I'm not risking going out around people just in case it is COVID. Plus, you don't want to infect anyone with the regular flu either. Exactly, Tia. Good call. And Tia says, gonna call telehealth and see if maybe I can get them to recommend my son gets a test. Do you have any hospitals or anything that are prepared for that kind of thing, Tia? For the kind of COVID tests or whatever it is? First last to 80K says, same thing around here last until tests were positive in my state. Tia, I have 3 kids, 2 boys ages 4 and 6 and a girl 5. Yeah, and apparently today there was one that actually infected a little boy too. Three kids, yeah, and you got to be careful. Like even when you take them out, there was one today that was at the supermarket. There was a lady with two kids, and one was in her arms, and the other one was sitting in the cart. And this cart is where you have to put in like a quarter, and then you could detach it from the other carts when you're outside. So what the kid was doing while the mom was putting the food in the bags, the kid put that key chain thing in his mouth, and then started touching the handrails of the shopping cart, and again putting his fingers in his mouth. And I was like, I told the lady, like, what are you doing? What's going on? This is gross. This. You got to watch your kids. And she was all talking to the cashier like, oh, this corona is just like way out of hand, and it's all like too much talk. It's not as serious as people are making out to seem. And meanwhile, the kid's doing this like right in front of her, and I don't know. People like that shouldn't be parents, I don't think. Chantal, 5 deaths so far. We get official updates once a day. Oh wow, you already got 5. Yeah, that's pretty scary. 80 Krauser, if you got kids out of school, look into Khan Academy online. Good for math and science. Not too sure about history, but no one gets it right these days. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options online, for sure, that people can look into, especially now. There is no need to put anybody at risk. And I understand people have to work and stuff, but I would not be surprised if this ends up like Italy. Complete shutdown. Nobody will be going to work. Nobody will be going to school. Nobody will be doing anything except staying home. And as we said all along, take care of yourself and the family. Work will always be there long after you're gone. So, Tia says we have a hospital, but I doubt they are prepared for that. Oh, I know in and around the Toronto area, there's 5 hospitals that are getting set up for that right now. Okay, so let's check out BNO News. We haven't checked that out tonight yet. Give me a second to load it up, and then I'll switch over the screen, and then we could all take a look at it together. Tia says we aren't going anywhere. Staying home for at least 14 days from last Friday. Had a friend pick up groceries I needed, and she left them on the deck. Rang the bell, then went back to truck. Then I opened the door and got them. Very smart. No need. If there's no need to go get it, don't go out. First last says 2 weeks to a month before hospitals are overwhelmed and they have to start triage. Let's just hope it doesn't get into the same situation as it did over in China. That was something, wasn't it? All right. Let's take a look at BNO News. And in case, as I said, in case you are new here and don't know what bnonews.com is, head on over to the website, bnonews.com. It is the one that I usually check to see the latest updates as far as cases, deaths, recovered, and wherever in the world that it's happening. That's, I guess, the best website. That's the one I use anyway. So Knife says, I have a friend in medical, and she said people are coming back from overseas begging to be tested, and no one will test them. What about when Trump said yesterday, everybody from Europe is not going to be allowed to come to the States unless you're an American citizen, then you're allowed to come back. Isn't that kind of defeating the purpose? It's either you're going to let everybody in or you let nobody in. And at this time, I don't think you should let anybody in, even if they are an American citizen, right? Because what if they do catch it over there and bring it over here? It's just, again, it's pointless. But as we've said all along, it's already too late. People are all over the world. They're all out, and there is no way to contain it right now. And we're seeing the effects of that, unfortunately, more and more. 80 Krauser. Been hearing scary things from Italy. Even lots of 20-somethings needing breathing machines. Tons here in US need CPAP machines normally. Recipe for disaster if it mutates. Definitely. First last, triage is what they are doing in Italy. Yeah, Italy is a really bad situation right now. I think it's even worse than China, to be honest with you. Complete lockdown. You can't even go to mass there, which is a huge thing in Italy. I mean, church is like the biggest thing. Never mind soccer. I mean, we're talking religion, you know. I mean, St. Peter's Square, where the Pope comes out, he's even doing it online now. So there is nobody out in Italy. Chantal says, from today until March 31st, additional measures apply. More measures can be taken every day depending on the virus. Tia says, Worldometers is good too. Tia, Doug Ford is encouraging people to travel over March break. Are you serious? I got to check that out. That I didn't hear. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I was never a Ford supporter, and wow, if he said that, that totally contradicts what everybody else is trying to say. You know, I really got to check that out in a sec after we check out BNO News. 80 Krauser, I'll read your comment in a second. Let's just take a quick look at BNO News, and then I'll read your comment. It says here it's currently being updated. So I guess this is the last update. I don't know from what time because it doesn't state a time here. Let's focus on deaths for now. And China's up to 3,169. Italy is at 1,016. So this just started in Italy about 10, maybe 9, 10 days ago, and they're already at 1,000. China's been reporting for, well, supposedly close to 2 months, and they're at 3,000. So with the amount of people in China and the amount of people in Italy, I would have to think that the Italian numbers are much more realistic than the ones in China. So if we do the math and figure Italy has about 65 million people and already 1,000 deaths, how many people does China have? And how could it be only 3,000 deaths? 2,000 more than Italy, all of Italy? We've said it over and over and over again. It sounds like a broken record. That's an impossible number. I don't know how they get this number. It's a joke. It's a joke. Iran is at 429, which isn't even half of what Italy has. They were saying that Iran has it bad as well, but yes, I know 429 is a lot, but if you look at the numbers of Italy, it's over 1,000. That's incredible. Spain has 190. France has, oh no, wait a minute. This isn't, that's serious. Okay, so South Korea 66, Spain 86, France 61, Germany 5, States are up to 36, Switzerland 6, Norway has 1, the Diamond Princess ship has 7, Japan is up to 19, Sweden's got their first, Denmark yet to have one, Netherlands 5, yeah, they're at 5, United Kingdom 8, Belgium 3, Austria 1, Australia 3, Hong Kong 2, Canada's got 1, Greece 1, Iraq 8, Thailand and Egypt with 1, San Marino 2, Lebanon 3, Philippines 2, Taiwan 1, Ireland 1, Indonesia 1, Algeria 1, Argentina 1, Albania 1. You guys remember when we first started this and it was just China and everywhere else, it just had all the bagels, you know, the donuts, 0, 0, 0 across the board. Now look how many we're reading. It's still going. Panama 1, Bulgaria 1, Morocco 1. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, so total of 4,967. Whereas again, China has 3,000 and something and Italy has 1,000 of that. So it's almost all China and Italy. And with Iran at almost 500 themselves. All right, so 80 Krauser, let me read the comment you said before. Trump isn't really in charge. He thinks he does something, but those in other agencies do whatever they want to do. Yeah, it was funny. I posted a video today about Trump's speech last night there, the address. And all I did was I just posted the video with all his breathing. Nothing to do with what he was talking about. And I think there was one guy, Data Junkie. I hope he's still around, but I think he unsubscribed because once he saw that video, he's like, "Oh man, I made a big mistake subscribing to your channel." And I'm like, I didn't reply back, but it's like, you know what? It's all in good fun. You know what I mean? If you can't take a joke, then what's the point? You can't always be serious all the time, right? Yeah, and that's all it was. It was just a joke. But anyways, Tia says yes. I want to say it's on CTV News. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up. Actually, I'm just gonna Google Ford advises traveling, and let's see if anything pops up. It'll probably be the first one on CTV News or something. OttawaCitizen.com. Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. Wait till you guys see the headline. But it's exactly what Tia was saying. So, and Trudeau's wife did test positive for COVID-19. At first, they said they were taking a look at her, and now it's been confirmed that she does have COVID-19. 80 Krauser. I mean, the Democrats wrote the last 3 budgets. All the cuts he wanted weren't put in. And in fact, CDC funding even was increased. First Last agreed they make it up. Chantel, stay home if you have a cold, cough, sore throat, or fever. Avoid social contact. Do not call your doctor until complaints get worse. Meetings with more than 100 people are cancelled throughout the Netherlands. This also applies to public locations such as museums, concert halls, theaters, sports clubs, and sports competitions. Chantal, that's basically everywhere. The only thing that really surprised me today was here in Canada we have Cineplex, which is the big movie theater chain, and they're staying open still as of now, which really irks me because you got to think of all those students and everybody else that works in there. They got to go in there and could be potentially, fatal. So I don't understand. I know it's a business. I know it's to make money, but there's a time and a place for everything. And you guys should follow, other examples. Safety first. People throughout the Netherlands are called upon to work from home as much as possible or to spread working hours. In general, people are urged to limit visits to vulnerable people. First last, cases in my state jumped from 2 to 12. Iran arrests people who try to get the truth out, for sure. Yeah, Iran is big time like China as far as getting the information out. Yeah, I don't know why it's hello Fanny. I don't know why it's buffering. Let me see if I can maybe set the settings a little lower. Hold on one sec. I'm going to see if I can lower the settings so that way the stream isn't stuttering or buffering. Okay, I'm going to lower the bit rate. You guys let me know if it gets a little better. Yeah, I can see that it's buffering. Okay, so Knife Collector says, I keep an eye on the Asian stock markets. If the loss keeps going as it has been, in 10 days, some of the markets will be at zero. How low can it go before markets are shut down completely? How low can it go? Well, that's a good question, especially even with the States now, with all the problems they're having. Fanny, that basketball player, though, shut our schools down. He was at the high school shaking the kids' hands. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Gobert? I hope not. A lot are canceling concerts. Let me try to cut down the bit rate more than already as it is. Okay, let me know if that's any better, guys. Fanny says, can someone tell me why he was allowed to run amok whilst waiting on a COVID test? Who are we talking about, Gobert, or which player are you referring to? Tia, it's good now. Okay, are you sure? Because I still see it being a little choppy. But yeah, let me know. So yeah, Doug Ford, who is the premier of Ontario here, says that he's telling families they should travel and enjoy themselves on March break. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says families should go ahead and travel during March break despite fears of the coronavirus. I don't even know if I should read this because it's just so stupid. Why you would say that? It's unbelievable. At a press conference Thursday, Ford said the situation could change, but for now he urged families to enjoy themselves as schools close for March breaks. Wow. Fanny, yeah, Rudy Gobert. He is a clown. I mean, did you see him touch those microphones and do what he did? And nastiness. But that's karma, you know. He was joking around about Corona and stuff, touching the microphones like that, and karma strikes that way, you know. Next day he ends up getting it. 80 Krauser, try keeping cash on hand in case banks start limiting withdrawals. Can you really see that happening, 80 Krauser? I mean, I know in China they had that problem, but Do you think it will happen here? I wouldn't be surprised. Tia, what a goon, eh? Are you talking about Ford or Gobert? Or probably both? Because I think they're both idiots. Especially with comments like this. I can't believe he would say this. I mean, you remember when Rob made us look like an idiot time and time again, you know, with all the stupid things he did. This comment, Doug Ford tells families they should travel and enjoy themselves on March break. The world's in a massive pandemic, and this guy's telling you to go and have a good time during your March break. The only place I'm gonna have a good time on March break is staying inside a room. You know, that's where I'm gonna travel to, and that's where I want to travel to. That's where I'm gonna have my good time. Idiot. Ford's comments do not directly contradict advice from Canada's public health authorities, but they come in the context of widespread concern about the advisability of non-essential travel outside of Canada. Schools across the country have cancelled student trips abroad for fears that students will be at risk from the virus, end up stuck in quarantine in a foreign country, or bring the virus back home with them. This week, New Brunswick took the unprecedented step of ordering students and preschoolers returning from travel abroad to stay away from school for 2 weeks to prevent the spread of illness. See, that was before the March break. The Canadian government has issued advisories against non-essential travel to hotspots like China and Iran, well, and Italy. I don't even think you're allowed to go to Italy now anyway, and told people they should not take cruises because the virus easily spreads on board. So I guess that's all he said, right? Avoid non-essential travel to Italy, China, and Iran. For South Korea and Japan, travelers are told to practice special precautions. Why would anybody even want to go right now? Like, of course, back in the day, it would be like, oh yeah, it's so cool to go to China or to go to Japan or Korea or anywhere, right? But now, I don't even want to go across the street. Never mind these other places. Those places can wait, right? They're always going to be there. They're not going to disappear tomorrow or the next day. While on vacation, yeah, Ottawa Public Health, you know, wash your hands often with soap and water or hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth unless you have just washed your hands with soap. That's another thing too. People have the natural instinct of touching their face or rubbing their eyes. It is so hard. Like sometimes you won't even know it until you did it. Like, oh no, I wasn't supposed to do that. It's just a common thing that we've grown up to do. Since you're kids, you're always like touching your face and, you know, your nose, your eyes, whatever. So that's always been something that was pretty hard to do. The only thing I would say is if you're going out or something and you do touch your face, just make sure you're always wearing gloves. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't go out now without wearing gloves, no matter where I'm going. I mean, who cares what people think? Like, oh, this guy's too overprotective or overcautious. Well, you know what? I'd rather be safe than sorry. You know. Yeah, Tia, it's pretty shocking reading that article. Fanny says he infected other players purposely, touching everything in the locker room and joking about corona. Well, now the second guy got it from the same team. I think his last name is Mitchell. He got it today. They reported that the second Jazz player got it. Tia says both, but I was referring to Ford. Yeah, total tool. Knife collector at 80 Krauser. Yes, I have cash I am holding to buy stocks at the bottom, but who knows if it will be available. Wondering if I should just buy metals. I heard that gold is going to be going up quite a bit. I think right now it's at like 15 or 1600, but I heard it's going to go up to like 7,000. Again, I'm not positive on that, but that would definitely be the way to go. Sooner rather than later, of course. Fanny says, I wouldn't give that article time. Dangerous info. 80 Krauser, look up the bail-ins that happened in Cyprus and Greece. Fanny, my phone has been going nuts with you on a cruise. Robotic calls lately. Yeah, don't tell me you continued on with the conversation and are going on that cruise, Fanny. I know you're better than that, okay? Where was the, just out of curiosity, where was the cruise? Did it give you any more information? Not like it matters. I mean, it's not like you're really going to go or something, right? Or are you going to go right after the Pearl Jam concert that you're going to attend no matter what? First Last, it's nice to be in a place of like-minded people. Yeah, First Last. Again, I don't know if this is your first time here. This is the first time I've noticed your name on here. That's what you'll find with this channel and these subscribers of mine. They're all cool, and I've said it from the start. I'm not saying it to kiss anybody's butt or anything, but I've noticed that we were always able to have a meaningful conversation, civil conversation. And if people do, disagree, which of course we're going to from time to time, it's not like we're gonna like name bash or anything like that. It's all good here. So I know, I have no doubt you're gonna find this a really good place any single time you're here. So again, thanks for being here. 80 Krauser, banks leveraged to the hilt with bad debt. Losses will go viral as well as. It should. Again, it's all just speculation right now, right? That's all anybody can do is speculate what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Only the man upstairs, if you believe in him. Chantel, my husband and I also take gloves with us everywhere. Exactly. That's the way to be. It doesn't matter, as I said, what people are going to say or think or whatever. It's about you, and the family. People want to sit and stare and say, "Oh, look at these guys," or protect. Who cares? It's in the end, it's you're going to have to protect yourself, right? So, no cruises for me. I told him to bugger off. Yeah, I know, Fanny. Of course you're not going to go. I mean, you're not like 4 years old or something who doesn't think, right? And I think even if you were 4 years old, I think you still are smart enough to figure out cruise is not the time to go right now. Tia, if it's not a channel, it's a family. That's cool, Tia. Yeah, you've been here from the start, and you've always been seriously like a family member, and that's why I talk to you guys like a family. And I always tell you, each and every one of you, take care of yourselves and of the family because that's all that matters. Nothing else matters. So yeah, like I said, the movie theaters, they sent out an email today to people that frequent the movies, and they were just basically saying, I'm going to see if I can find that letter, and I'll actually show you guys what it says. I don't know what the big chain is in the States. I think it's something like Cinemark. I think you guys have Cinemark or something as the chain of movie theaters. But here in Canada, it's Cineplex, which I guess it's a sister company, just the Canadian version. I want to see if they have it on their website. Yeah, here we go. Let me switch the screen over so you guys can see it already. Our response to COVID-19. Read more. It might be a little small, so I'll read it. I'll read it for you guys here. It says, to our guests, this is from today, Cineplex head office in Toronto. With growing global concerns around COVID-19 coronavirus, I wanted to provide you with an update on our response to date and our commitment to you moving forward. The health, safety, and well-being of our employees and guests is Cineplex's top priority, and we are following the lead of Canadian public health authorities at this important time. We are committed to providing comfortable and safe entertainment experiences at our theater circuit and locations of the Rec Room and Palladium across the country. Okay, that right there, following the lead. If you were following the lead, you would be closing, First and foremost, I want to assure our guests that we are taking all appropriate measures to ensure our venues are safe and that we have existing plans and training protocols in place to ensure they stay that way. While the Public Health Agency of Canada has assessed the current public health risk associated with coronavirus as low, we continue to monitor for developments very closely. Which again, I don't get it. We have implemented additional measures to ensure your safety as well as the safety of our team, including introducing enhanced cleaning protocols in all our locations with particular focus on high traffic, blah, blah, blah. It's just basically here. To protect yourself and others, we ask that anyone who is feeling unwell to refrain from visiting us so that together we can ensure a safe and comfortable experience for everyone. Know that we are doing our part by putting employment policies in place so that our hourly staff are protected and are not penalized financially if they need to stay home. So if a worker there, from what they said, right, our hourly staff are protected and are not penalized financially if they need to stay home. So what if they didn't want to go to work because they were afraid of the coronavirus? Are you going to pay them? I don't think so. They're only going to pay them if they have to get quarantined and if they have to stay home, judging by what that says. Correct? Makes no sense. Fanny says, hubby said the colonel and generals are talking about what to do with people on base. I'm going to assume essential personnel only. For sure. I have CHF from chemo. I'm not going anywhere risky. Cinemax. Isn't Cinemax the channel like HBO Cinemax? I thought it was Cinemark. Cinemax is the station, isn't it? Like HBO. Isn't it a premium channel? You're probably right. I just thought Cinemax was the channel and Cinemark was the movie theater chain. But guys, yeah, it's been a long week, and I'm gonna continue to post videos every night at 10 o'clock. I don't know if they're gonna be live streams or just videos, but I will update it on the channel every day in the afternoon. More than likely, there's gonna be video updates with like reading articles and whatnot. But of course, you guys can always chat while I'll do them as premieres. So that way the chat box will be open and you can discuss them as you're watching them. And for sure, there'll be no buffering that way anyway. And I'll be here as well. And we could discuss day by day whatever we need to discuss about this sickening situation that's not getting any better. All right, so we're gonna cut this one a little short. It's been about 50 minutes that we've been on, but we'll be back again tomorrow night with a video. I don't think it'll be a live stream tomorrow. It'll just be the video with articles being read and updates as to what's happened in and around the world from tomorrow's point of view. So again, if you haven't smashed that like button, don't forget to do so. First and last, I hope you did subscribe because I will notify you each and every time I do post a new video. As I said, I'm going to try to do this every night at 10 p.m. Eastern. If not live streams, then of course the premieres, video premieres, which allow you guys to chat while the video is playing. All right, so for now, as I've always said from the start, take care of yourselves and the family. Don't worry about anything else. Okay? Fanny, Cinemax, all right, I got you. You're right. I owe you one. I will send you my Pearl Jam ticket.